Previously in the Big 12.
Touchdown, Mims! Baylor is pouring it on against OU. The catch is made by Weege, who's been for free and is going to score. Oklahoma is in front. Intercepted. Massive comeback victory for Oklahoma.
A historic comeback over a proud underdog. Now, 3 weeks later, an opportunity at redemption.
Give them the very best of you.
Or a repeat.
Touchdown!
From the teams that brought you the Big 12 Game of the Year.
How did he do that?
The highly anticipated rematch.
11 men dedicated to each other.
With playoff hopes hanging in the balance. The Oklahoma Sooners, the Baylor Bears. In the Big 12 Championship.
You're watching the 2019 Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship game on ABC. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, two 11-1 teams go head-to-head. It's 7th-ranked Baylor and number 6 Oklahoma for the conference title and perhaps a chance to play for the national 18th in the country. In scoring defense are the Baylor Bears, who take the field. Their first appearance in the Big 12 Championship game. They did win 2 conference titles earlier this decade when there was no title game. And Oklahoma. This is the 18th Big 12 title game. The Sooners making their 11th appearance. And they've won it 9 times. Baylor and Oklahoma. And the kickoff in just a moment.
Championship week.
And we welcome you back live inside AT&T Stadium. Baylor and Oklahoma, rematch of one of the great games of this season in college football. The Bears led 28-3 at home in Waco, led 31-10 at the half. Did not score in the second half. Oklahoma rallied to win 34-31. Baylor's only loss of the year. The Sooners' only defeat was at Kansas State. Baylor won the toss and deferred. So Oklahoma will take the ball first. Noah Rauschenberg, a freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, kicks off for the Baylor Bears, trying to win 12 games in a season for the first time in school history. Trey Brown lets it go, and it's a touchback. Down on the field, here's Holly Rowe.
Oklahoma quarterback Jalen Hurts has had one of the most unique journeys in all of college football. He earned the starting job for Nick Saban as a true freshman, led them to 2 straight national championship appearances, but he was pulled in that second half against Georgia. Tua Tagovailoa came in and took over. He never regained his job, but he was there. He did not transfer, and when they needed him most, he came into the SEC championship game last year and saved the day. Alabama has been in 3 straight national championships because of Jalen Hurts in some way or fashion. And now today, new team, new moment, but he can still get to a college football playoff with a win today.
Now the quarterback of the Sooners in the Big 12 title game, Kennedy Brooks, banged down after a gain of Blint. Good year, more driven. Roof closed at AT&T Stadium today. Sunny outside, but a little on the cool side. 52 degrees. Couldn't be more pleasant inside the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
John, I really think CeeDee Lamb is going to get his hands on the ball a lot here early.
We look at his direction on first down. Jalen Hurts on target. Missed tackle. And here goes Lamb across midfield. Still going. Inside the 20. And finally taken down inside the 10-yard line by Henry Black.
He's only had 6 catches the last 2 weeks. He's been visibly frustrated. When you see him on film, get him involved. He's your biggest playmaker. What he does best is what he does after the catch. He breaks tackles. That's the part of his game that has improved the most from last year to this year.
He told us we did their opening game against Houston. He said, I need to improve after the catch, and boy has he. 11 yards after the catch per reception, best in the Big 12. Helped by a couple of missed tackles by the Baylor defense. Now Jalen Hurts ducks down at the 5. We saw Jordan Williams and Henry Black.
It's good team defense that time. Both these offenses are going to run their quarterback, particularly in the red zone, because you pick up an extra blocker, and they're both very good runners. Jalen Hurts is like a fullback in the backfield, so basically you have 3 backs in the backfield right now that are all physical runners for Oklahoma.
Hurts got them back into that game and pulled out the victory at Baylor with his legs. He carried 27 times. He handed it off here, and it's a touchdown for Kennedy Brooks.
It's a zone read play, and James Lynch right here is going to come for the quarterback. And that's what Jalen's going to read. He's reading 93. He's coming for the quarterback. Give it to Kennedy Brooks. An easy touchdown for Oklahoma to start the game.
Huge hole created by that offensive line that brought back just one starter from last year, the center, Creed Humphrey. But it's been an improving group as the season has progressed. Gabe Burkich added the extra point. The extra point made it 7-0. 6-yard touchdown run by Brooks, set up by the 71-yard catch and run by CeeDee Lamb.
Teams to kind of figure how do they want to attack this punt, and that was a chance for a huge momentum swinging play.
You wonder how he missed. He certainly can't figure it out. Since the start of 2017, they've blocked 14 kicks. Second most in the country behind Northern Illinois. Can they get some offense going?
Got to get the ball to Denzel Mims.
And very quiet here in the first half. Charlie Brewer nowhere to throw it. Takes off running. Doesn't shy away from the contact. And if anything, he rattled Brendan Radley-Hiles, who was slower than Brewer to get up.
This is why when I watch Brewer play, he reminds me of Sam Ehlinger of Texas. That's the way Sam runs. Protect the football, lower the shoulder, and deliver the blow. Now, he did get his bell rung a little bit a couple weeks ago when they had to take him out at the second half of the Texas game, and he only played a half a game against Kansas. Radley-Hiles took the worst of that confrontation, though, on that play.
And the officials directed him to the sideline to get checked out by the medical people. He's a key component of that improved defense.
Number 44 was removed for observance of a potential head injury. Second down.
Justin Broyles has come in for him, number 25.
You know, that was a fierce collision, and this time and delay is probably good for Brewer also to make sure there's no cobwebs with him either. That was a violent hit in the middle of the field.
Radley-Hiles seemed to be answering the questions pretty adamantly as if he believes he's okay. Brewer's going to run again and does not get back to the line of scrimmage. K9 Kenneth Murray made the tackle. There's a collision again well after the play. The Oklahoma folks think it was incidental.
Well, Khalil Keith is going to pull to lead on the quarterback. And he goes right by Kenneth Murray. He's going to pull. He's the lead blocker. Here's Murray. He goes right by the blocker and right into the backfield to get Murray. Or Brewer. Khalil Keith has to recognize the speed of Kenneth Murray on a play like that. Another negative yardage play for this much improved Oklahoma defense, and that guy right there is the big reason. Having a heck of a football game so far.
Third down and 3. 2 minutes gone by second quarter. It's been all Oklahoma, leading 10-0. Brewer changing direction, running out of time, and Murray clubbed him to the ground back at the 32-yard line.
And Brewer very slow getting up off the field right now.
Oh boy. Definitely wobbly as he got up, and they'll need to put him through the evaluation. That's his family.
Well, Murray was on the other side. He was going to cover the back, and as soon as he saw the quarterback scramble, you see that elite closing speed. I don't think it was the hit as much as it was hitting the ground. That's what caused the problem.
Ground pretty hard as he got taken down. Isaac Power, and a fair catch of his punt by CeeDee Lamb at the 29-yard line.
Negative plays by this Oklahoma defense led by coordinator Alex Grinch. They've gotten better as the year has gone on. They're confident in the plan. They're confident in the schemes now. They don't have guys getting out of their lanes trying to make plays on their own. They're playing as a more cohesive unit. And those negative plays just really feed right into the speed of this defense.
Kenneth Murray, by far the leader of that defense, the star of the defense. A lot of the same players as a year ago. With the new system, as much as anything else, Frank said it was about changing the attitude. Jalen Hurts over the middle and incomplete at the 45-yard line. Big play by Chris Miller to knock it away from Lee Morris.
Chris Miller, when we talked to Phil Snow, he said, I love the way this guy plays. He plays so fast. Now, sometimes he plays a little reckless. He had 3 targeting fouls called on him this season, but he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he plays 100 miles an hour, and he made a big play there.
Because of the 3 targeting calls, he was suspended for their game at TCU. Part of the veteran defense, having one underclassman starter on the defense. Kennedy Brooks across the 39 with a yard to spare to pick up the first down. At the 40.
Creed Humphrey again in the right guard. Tyrese Robinson. It's a big offensive line. They took a while to gel. They lost 4 starters from a year ago. Playing their best football right now, particularly in the run blocking play.
All 4 of those lost starters were drafted in the first 4 rounds of the NFL. Look out! Hurts hit from behind. Ball is loose, and it's picked up by Baylor.
Now
Ron Bernard has the ball. James Lynch knocked it out. Now the question is it a fumble or a forward pass?
He was trying to throw the football, but that ball came out right away.
Here the referee, Mike DeFee, say the ruling on the field, a fumble recovered by the defense.
You can see Lynch winning his one-on-one against Ely. Jalen Hurts did not see the pressure coming. He was loading up to throw the football.
Question is that a fumble? Let's bring in Bill Lamagnier.
You know that what they've got to look at.
5th in the nation in turnover margin, now at +13. Only FAU, Alabama, San Diego State, and Notre Dame better in turnover margin than these Baylor Bears, who were 1-11 2 seasons ago, now 11-1, trying to win the conference title. Brewer down the middle, short of his intended target, Josh Fleeks.
They're going to go for it. This is 4-down territory. That time they had Mims working on a different defender. Nope, they changed their mind. They had him on Trey Brown, and they might have been able to get him the football there. Charlie Brewer was going for the deep throw downfield, and I think that's what Matt Rule's telling him. They had the first down if he throws the ball to Mims.
There's John Mayers, made a lot of clutch kicks as a redshirt freshman. 13 out of 16 this season. They've won several close games, and Mayers has been a big factor in those wins. And that one just sneaks inside the right upright from 44 yards. There was that giveaway when I was in college, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. After a fast start, a stagnant offense lately for Oklahoma, and that continues as Jalen Hurts throws an interception. Picked off by Jordan Williams. Second turnover committed by Hurts here in this first half.
Well, Lee Morris was the intended receiver, but watch number 84. He's going to slip and fall down. And when he gets back up, the underneath coverage was able to get in front of the throw and make the interception. Jordan Williams. That play didn't have a chance from the beginning because of the slip by Lee Morris. And again, this Baylor defense doing what they've done all year, taking the football away from opponents.
Immediate helmet sticker. 3rd interception of the season for the 5th-year senior from Paris, Texas. Jordan Williams, one of those guys who was here during the dark and ugly days a few years ago, who elected to stay. He's being rewarded with an appearance in the championship game. Bohan in trouble, sacked, and the ball comes popping out. I believe Mike DeFee's blowing the play dead, and he is.
This is just a play that Bohannon cannot make. You get the turnover. You've got great field position. Throw the football away. Look how loose he is with the football, too. I mean, he's very lucky. Can't do that.
She takes them back to the edge of field goal range. Still no sign of Charlie Brewer. So the backup, Gary Bohannon, continues. That pass over the middle, batted down by Kenneth Murray.
Trying to get the ball to Denzel Mims. He was going to be open against the zone defense. Bohannon just didn't put enough air under it. And the ever-present Kenneth Murray able to get a hand on it. The negative yardage plays is the difference in this ballgame. It's a one-score game at 7-3. Both defenses have settled in. But 7 negative yardage plays for Oklahoma. The difference in the ballgame. Now you got to just get back into good field position for a field goal kick. Half this yardage to get in field goal range.
Well, 23 yards of offense. If they can get into the locker room within 4, that's a win for Baylor. They want more than that. To the end zone. Touchdown, Baylor Bears. Tyquan Thornton.
The Oklahoma Sooners, the Baylor Bears, in the Big 12 Championship.
Under pressure, spun around, and down he goes. Here goes Lamb across midfield, still going, inside the 20. He handed it off here, and it's a touchdown for Kennedy Brooks. Picked off by Jordan Williams. Baylor, they want more than that. To the end zone, touchdown, Baylor Bears. You're watching the 2019 Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship game on ABC from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Strange first half in many ways. Baylor leads 13-10 despite just 98 yards of offense. Oklahoma got off to a strong start, then the offense sputtered. They committed 2 turnovers, which gave Baylor the chance to take the lead. Baylor will get the ball first to begin the second half. Gabe Burkich, the redshirt freshman, kicks off. And it's a touchback. A moment ago, Holly Rowe with Matt Rule.
Well, Coach, what do you know about the status of your quarterback, Charlie Brewer?
He's out. I think they're going to evaluate him and just make sure he's okay. So err on the side of caution, so he'll be out for the rest of the game.
Okay, so do you stay with Gary Bohannon? I know he's got good experience.
Yeah, you know, he got banged up last week, didn't have a chance to practice a lot. I'm really proud of the way he's played so far. And Jacob Zeno's right there behind him. And you know what? I have a lot of confidence in those guys. Gary's taking us to 2 scoring drives, so we'll just keep letting it roll.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, whoever's playing quarterback, they got to figure out a way to be better on first down. They only averaged minus 0.3 yards per play on first down.
And right on cue, Josh Fleek's dropped for a loss by Larian Turner Yell. Well, they've already overcome so many odds, Baylor, to get here in so many ways. 1-11 2 years ago, so another obstacle to overcome. And it kind of ties into what Matt Rule said to his team during the week. Don't worry about everything that's at stake. Just go play football.
Play
and they have to do that with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, so, I mean, their defense has been spectacular. I mean, their defense, they're in the game, leading the game because of their defense. And now they've got to figure out how to do it in spite of their offense.
Bohannon elected to keep it. And as he turned the corner, he got hit hard by Pat Fields. Not the biggest defensive back in the country at 5'11", 192, but he's delivered a couple of big hits.
Another third down and long situation. Both teams struggled on third down in that first half, mainly because of long yardage situation. So now your backup quarterback with a very difficult third down play pretty far back in his own territory. He's got to be smart with the football here.
Gary Bohannon played in 8 games in the regular season. In relief of Charlie Brewer. Forced backwards, throws it over the middle dangerously again, and it's batted away by Trey Brown. There is a flag down. Neville Gallimore had good pressure on Bohannon.
Holding offense number 55. That penalties decline 4th down.
We're going to call on the right guard. Watch as the stunt comes in here. That's where the holding's going to be called on Xavier Newman-Johnson. He reaches out and grabs. Gallimore's the guy that got the pressure, and such a dangerous throw. Just said you got to be smart with the ball. That was not a very smart decision by Bohannon, but he got away with it.
He's gotten away with a few in his limited time in this game. Isaac Power will punt. Got the feeling if Bohannon continues to throw it up for grabs, it's just a matter of time before it hurts Baylor. Fair catch made by C.D. Lamb. Oklahoma will start at its own 31-yard line. And we'll take a look at today's Pacific Life game summary. Charlie Brewer wasn't particularly effective before he got injured. He was
false start.
Hitting the head on that play, not hit by Murray. His head hit the ground. Jalen Hurts, after a fast start, turned it over a couple of times, lost the fumble, threw an interception. That led to 10 Baylor points. The only touchdown for Baylor on the pass by Bohannon off the bench. It was on 3rd down and 20. The first play of the second half for Oklahoma. Kennedy Brooks around the corner and out of bounds with a gain of 4.
You know, the MO for this Oklahoma offense down the stretch has been to really rely on the running game between Kennedy Brooks and Jalen Hurts. You wonder if in this second half they're going to try to get that established a little more effectively, see if they can wear down this Baylor defense.
Jalen Hurts sidestepped the rush, throws on the run, open man, Charleston Rambo taken out of bounds. But with a first down for Oklahoma in the Baylor territory at the 46.
Beautiful job by Hurts eluding the pressure. They had Lockhart working on a running back on that protection, and Hurts alertly saw it and was able to slip in around it to get protection.
Hurts checks it down to Kennedy Brooks. And he is stopped at the 42. Here's Holly.
A developing story for this Oklahoma offensive line. They are without their right tackle, Adrian Ely, who I saw go to the locker room just before the half limping. He has been battling a knee injury. So in comes Eric Swenson, number 77 at right tackle. He's been banged up as well, hasn't played the last 2 weeks. But they are really running out of guys on this front for Oklahoma right now.
R.J. Proctor playing left tackle today, largely because Swenson couldn't go at the start. At least they didn't want to play him. He's had a shoulder injury reportedly. Jalen Hurts stopped at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Another 3rd down play. Again, both teams struggling on 3rd down. Baylor 3 of 11. Oklahoma 1 for 6 so far in the ball game. That was the one area Phil Snow said we have to be better. So far they have been.
Ohio State, Air Force, and Alabama better on 3rd down all year than Oklahoma. They convert on this one. Dumped off to Austin Stogner. And that's a first down inside the 30-yard line at the 28.
Beautiful design. Different formation. They're going to slip Stogner right out this way. They're going to play fake, show run, and slip the backside running back out. And it kind of fooled the Baylor defense. Excellent design on that 3rd down play by Lincoln Riley.
Stogner, true freshman from just up the road in Plano, Texas. Very highly recruited. Top 100 recruit in the country. Jalen Hurts back across the line of scrimmage. Baylor defense done a lot of things well. One of them is stop the run for Jalen Hurts now. That 12 rushes for 8 yards.
He ran all over him that first time. 27 carries, 114 yards. Threw the ball really well, and really was the difference in the ballgame, particularly in the second half.
Phil Snow, the defensive coordinator, been around, 63 years old, California native. He's with Matt Rule at Temple. Like most of the staff came with Coach Rule from Philadelphia to Waco. Did an unbelievable job building up the Temple program. And they've done the same sort of work here at Baylor. Nifty run, Ramondre Stevenson, the junior college transfer. Down to the 14-yard line, and Oklahoma is on the move.
Watch the center again, Green Humphrey, little zone play. Watch him get to the next level. Get the block on the inside linebacker, Bernard. Sizes him up, squares him up, and Stevenson runs right behind that block. C.D. Lamb at the top up here.
Hurts looked in that direction, forced to pull it down. Some quick pressure. Chidi Obanaya. And Blake Lynch made the tackle after a short gain.
Holly was reporting on the changes with that offensive line. Bill Beatonbow is one of the best offensive line coaches in all of college football. Last year, this offensive line won the Joe Moore Award, outstanding, and he's had to kind of piece it together all season.
Hurts takes off and gets stopped at the 10. The ball squirts out, but I believe the official on the near sideline is calling it down. The line judge, Frank LeBlanc.
Bruno feels that the runner was down prior to the ball coming out.
It kind of looked like his left knee was down before it came out, but again, the only negative trend, actually, his arm was down as well. But putting the ball on the ground, just for Jalen Hurts, that's just been too much this year. Had a brilliant year, but that has been the Achilles heel for him so far.
Come in spurts, as we've seen today. He's turned it over 5 times in the 2 games against Baylor. Lofts it up, but there are whistles stopping the play.
Prior to the snap, Oklahoma takes their first time out of the half.
With a nice drive underway. 10th research. Third down and 8 for Oklahoma, trailing 13-10. Jalen Hurts with great patience, and now he runs down to the 6-yard line, short of the first down, and they're going to send the field goal team out to tie it.
It was a good stop by the Baylor defense. They needed a stop there. It was a pretty decent drive going. And they bowed their neck, just like we've seen Oklahoma's defense bow their neck. I mean, both defenses have played outstanding. For Oklahoma, it's been creating negative plays, and for Baylor, it's been critical stops on 3rd down and takeaways.
Burkich made all 15 field goals this season, and now 16 as he connects from 24 yards. That's the longest field goal streak to start a career in Oklahoma history. Tied at 13 of the Dr. Pepper Big about Jason Garrett's future. Getting louder and louder. Very bright young coach. Historically, one of the best starts to a career in college football history. He's 35-5 as the Oklahoma head coach, defending 3rd down and 10. Ronnie Perkins puts the pressure on. And Bohannon, to me, Todd, just looks like a guy who's a little jittery. Understandably so.
And he's a little limited. You know, I don't think he's seeing the whole field. I think he's looking 1 or 2 places. Jacob Zeno, the 3rd-string quarterback. He actually played last week against Kansas because Bohannon got banged up in that game. And so he got some playing time and mop-up duty. But they like both these young quarterbacks, but they're in a tough spot right now against this Oklahoma D.
Baylor long snapper Ross Matisic is back in there. He was out for a while, and his stand-in for Rodoni handled the snaps. Powers punt, and a fair catch by C.D. Lamb. You're watching the Dr. Pepper Big 12 semifinals of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl on Saturday, December 28th. Reese and the guys will also have the New Year's 6 bowl matchups. 4-hour special starting at noon Eastern tomorrow on ESPN and the ESPN app. Tied at 13 in the Big 12 title game. And Jalen Hurts runs out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup. Here's this week's college football rankings, brought to you by AT&T. As we mentioned, Todd, when we came on the air, with Utah losing in the Pac-12 title game to Oregon last night, that takes them out of the equation. We both believe if Georgia loses tonight to LSU, the winner of this game, Oklahoma or Baylor, will be in.
Yeah. Yep, that's what we thought coming in, and now this game is taking kind of a funny twist to it.
Well, that is the question. It's been kind of an ugly game. You wonder about style points, if that's important in the committee room, if it comes to some evaluation of one of these teams. Nick Basquin the catch, short of the first down. Here's 3rd down and 2 as we approach 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Words rarely spoken at the Big 12 title game. A defensive battle.
Braylon Arnold made that tackle and stayed on the sideline. They're looking at him right now, and they're helping him to the bench at the end of that play. He's one of their starters at safety, the field safety, a very important position in their defense.
He's a stalwart, redshirt junior, 25th career start. J.T. Woods is in for him. Jalen Hurts throws, open CD Lamb, out of bounds, 1st down into Baylor territory at the 49-yard line.
They brought CD in motion. It was only a 2-man route. That was 7-man protection, trying to protect the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. And they sent Lamb out on a wheel route, and he was open on the sideline. They got him the football.
5 catches. All 5 times they've targeted him, they have completed the pass. He had a big 71-yard catch and run in the 1st half. Here's another big run. Ramonde Stevenson up and over. It was Chris Miller who sent him into the air, but it's good for a 17-yard run to the 32.
Watch the combo in the center and right guard. Humphrey and Robinson. They just kind of exchange and open up a massive hole. Also a nice block by Jeremiah Hall, number 27, kind of cutting off the backside. It was a huge hole in this Baylor defense.
Here's Stevenson. Known as a powerful runner, but showed some nifty maneuverability there. Taken down by Kalen Barnes, a sophomore cornerback, number 12.
This is kind of what I thought Lincoln might do. Try to get back to running the football, taking some steam out of this Baylor defense, and then be able to hit them with a play action with maximum protection when they feel it's the right time.
I wonder if fatigue will set in. It looked like Baylor got very tired on defense the 2nd half of that regular season game against Oklahoma. They've been on the field for about 10 minutes more than the Oklahoma defense here today. Stevenson, the ball carrier again, to the 20-yard line.
Well, that's one of the things Phil Snow told us yesterday. He said, you know, the one thing that we're doing better now is we're rotating our defensive people more, especially our linemen. Those guys played upwards of 75 plays in that first game because we couldn't get off the field on 3rd down, and we did wear down, especially our big guys up front, so we have to rotate. And so they've been doing that tonight. They've been trying to keep those starting 3, Lynch, Roy, and Lockhart, fresh as they possibly can.
Kennedy Brooks back in that running back. Design run it seemed for Hurts. Broke 1 tackle, but couldn't break free from the ankle tackle of Chidi Obanaya.
TJ Franklin, one of those subs, the true freshman out of Temple, Texas, was the first guy to slow him up in a nice move into the backfield to bring up another 3rd down situation.
Third down and 6. They are in field goal range at the very least to try to reclaim the lead. They bring pressure, does Phil Snow. Hurts to the end zone, and it is caught! A twisting catch by Nick Basquin, and Oklahoma goes back on top.
Lincoln Riley took advantage of the injury to Braylon Arnold. He was working on J.T. Woods. This is the new guy in the game. Woods is in. They go single coverage. Little slot fade over the outside shoulder. They found the matchup they wanted with the substitution, and they went after it for the touchdown.
Nick Basquin, a 5th-year senior, has had some Achilles injuries along the way. Just his 3rd career touchdown. The other 2 were both back in 2016. What a time to get his 3rd. And Perkic adds the extra point. Oklahoma back up by 7. First touchdown catch of the day, or pass of the day rather, from Jalen Hurts.
Majority of them have been this kind of down and distance.
The last play by Murray. 11 tackles for a loss today by Oklahoma. Another area in which they're much improved over the past. Looks like Murray's okay now, standing on the sideline. Bohannon sacked. Jalen Redmond got enough of him to get him down at the 28-yard line.
Nice job by Redmond using his hands. He lined up inside, and he's going to stunt to the outside. Watch Redmond. He's right here. He's just going to move this way, but watch him use his hands to get free of the block. The left guard, Khalil Keith, trying to block him. He did a nice job just fighting around the corner and getting to the pressure.
Isaac Power, short punt. And it takes a bad bounce for Baylor. Just about 10 yards back in the wrong direction for the Bears, and it goes out of bounds at midfield. Kick off your Week 14 NFL Sunday with ESPN and the ESPN app at 9 a.m. Eastern. All the early breaking stories, previews of every game right up until kickoff, and then we'll cap off Week 14.
Perfect situation and time right now to maybe take a shot down the field and see if they can put a dagger in.
There's Kennedy Brooks. Popped to the turf at the 44 on what will likely be the final play of the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Which was the last team to win the Big 12 championship outright other than Oklahoma or Baylor.
I got to believe our sideline reporter, who is everything Big 12, does the Big 12 radio show. I got to believe she knows that.
Well, he probably does know that. Second down and 4. Oklahoma at the Baylor 44, leading by 7. Trying to win their 5th straight Big 12 title. And that play goes for a loss. Kennedy Brooks stopped by Jordan Williams, and here's another very big third down play.
Yeah, you almost get the feeling, Sean, the way this game is going, that if the Baylor defense can't get another turnover or really flip the field in a major way, it's going to be hard to win.
It looked like they were lined up and ready to go, but they're putting pressure on Hurts, who dumps it off to Kennedy Brooks with all kinds of running room down the far sideline. And a first down for Oklahoma to the 26.
Just a beautiful job by Hurts, buying more time, just patiently stepping away from Lockhart. Lockhart's going to get inside pressure, and Hurts doesn't panic, just kind of drifts away and then finds his dump off to Kennedy Brooks.
19-yard gain. Oklahoma's won 51 games in a row when leading after the third quarter. Trying to make that 52. Brooks stopped at the 23. The last time they lost a game when leading after the third quarter was back in 2014, December of that year. Led Oklahoma State by 14. Entering the fourth quarter, lost in overtime. Hurts could not sidestep the traffic behind the line of scrimmage. Dropped for a loss of 1.
Baylor was waiting on that. They brought their safety, Henry Black, right up to the line of scrimmage. They outnumbered Oklahoma on that quarterback draw, anticipating that play on second down and another third and long.
Braylon Arnold has returned to the game in the secondary. That's big for Baylor. Oklahoma, after going 1 for 6 on third down in the first half, 4 out of 5 on third down here in the second half. They are in field goal range to take a 2-score lead. Hurts all day to throw against that 3-man rush. Wide open. CeeDee Lamb inside the 10. And dropped at the 7 by Blake Lynch.
Great job by C.D. Lamb recognizing coverage. He saw zone coverage, so instead of continuing to cross the field, he sat down right in the middle. Watch C.D. Lamb. When he sees the zone, he's going to settle down right there in the middle. Turn his numbers to the quarterback, not run through the coverage, and Hurts able to find him for the first down.
$141 yards receiving for C.D. Lamb. The 6th time this year he's had at least 135 yards receiving in a game. Jalen Hurts powers his way inside the 5. And it took 3 men to stop him. Some pushing and shoving between Willis and Miller.
Sean, Matt Rule was on the sideline before that ball was snapped, holding up his hands in a symbol to say quarterback run, quarterback run. And it didn't matter. I mean, Jalen Hurts, again, just shows his power when he runs. Even if Baylor knows it's coming, sometimes his strength and power, particularly his lower body power, is what gains yards when more yards and plays are blocked for.
In no hurry, already leading by a touchdown. On 2nd and goal. Brooks smothered back at the 7 by James Lynch, who with 2 sacks today has 12.5 for the year. That is the single season record. His family here enjoying that. He broke the record set by Sean Oakman, 11 sacks back in 2014. There's his mother Sherry, who told us about as vocal a fan as you will find in college football. Long fake by Hurts into the end zone and off the hands of Braden Willis. Last year in situations like this, Todd, in that game, we saw them throw the ball to Grant Calcaterra. That was a big loss for Oklahoma this year. Terrific tight end who had to give up football after repeated head injuries. He scored 2 touchdowns in this game last year.
They tried to fool him on that one. They tried to show block, but Chris Miller was not fooled. He was there in coverage, and Jalen had to try to put the ball in an outside place, and that's why it was incomplete. Good coverage by Chris Miller.
The big kick here for Burkich, who's made now all 17 kicks of his career, all 17 field goals, adding to the longest streak in Oklahoma history. 24-yarder to be a question. We wanted to know the last team to win the Big 12 championship outright other than these 2 teams playing today. Todd Blackledge said Holly Rowe would know the answer. Holly, do you know the answer?
I do. It was Oklahoma State. They had a fantastic quarterback that year named Brandon Whedon. We thought they should have made the BCS. They beat Oklahoma in Bedlam to clinch that title, a game that we were at, freezing our you-know-what's off in Stillwater.
It's almost unfair. Holly hosts Big 12 today on satellite radio. She knows everything there is to know about the Big 12. Gabe Burkich with a touchback.
Well, this Oklahoma defense has been outstanding today. Only 111 yards, and they do it a lot by stunning and twisting. Some of it late movement. They really just completely mess things up for Baylor on first down in particular. They just can't generate positive run plays, positive yardage on first down, but the stunts and the twists have been effective in both the run and the pass. 111 yards. This is an offense, Baylor coming in averaging 445 yards a game, and now they're going to their 3rd quarterback. Jacob Zeno is in the ball game to see if they can throw the football now against Baylor. In commercial, Sean, we both said the same thing. Probably time to try something different.
He's only played 1 game in college, and it was last week, but why not? And he gets tripped up. Another play behind the line of scrimmage by the Oklahoma defense. It's Isaiah Thomas, redshirt sophomore from Tulsa, with his 2nd sack of the season.
Thomas was working on a tight end. That time he was working on Henley and just came on an inside stunt and then followed it to the quarterback and got the sack. And again, that's been the story for this Oklahoma defense today. Tackles behind the line of scrimmage, putting Baylor behind the chains, particularly on first down.
13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Zeno. Nifty throw and a catch. Tristan Ebner off to the races. Tristan Ebner to the end zone. Jacob Zeno. Just his 4th collegiate pass. They've all come in the last 2 games. 3 for 3 against Kansas last Saturday in Lawrence. And now a strike to Hebner. And it ends up an 81-yard touchdown. They're right back in the game.
Kenneth Murray, who has played beautifully today, got caught peeking in the backfield and did not maintain coverage responsibility. And the result was a Baylor touchdown.
And the extra point is good.
Oklahoma's leading tackler, Kenneth Murray, is going to be right in the middle of the defense right here. Here's Ebner. He's going to just release right down the middle of the field, and watch Murray just get fixed on the quarterback, and Ebner runs right by him. They get the ball over his head, and then Ebner shows breakaway speed. He's been bothered by a leg injury since week 2. They said this is the healthiest he's been, and you can see the burst that he has. He was recruited as a wide receiver. He moved to running back, has excellent ball skills, and he showed some speed there as well. I would say this might be the play of the game for Baylor's defense right here. Under 7 minutes, your 3rd string quarterback in, you're in the game down 3. You got to get a stop here just inside the 50.
Not in field goal range. And you wouldn't think they would go for it unless they got much closer to the line to gain than the 9 yards they have to make right now. They stick with the 3-man rush. Hurts across the line, shoved out of bounds. A gain of a yard. It's 4th down, and Lincoln Riley has a decision to make.
Oh, you got to punt the football, Sean. Your defense has played lights out. You got to play complementary football right now. Pin them down and let your defense continue to win the game for you.
Well, last year there was no way in this game we would have said lean on your defense.
No
we
doubt.
Talked about Oklahoma.
What a turnaround. And not just today. I mean, all season. They have had their moments where it started to go sideways on them, but by and large, incredible improvement from last year.
Reeves Munchau to punt. And a fair catch made by Braylon Arnold. At the
Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship game on ABC is brought to you by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. In part by Pacific Life, 150 years strong, protection and retirement solutions for your future. And Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Some terrific views of today's action through the Dr. Pepper Pylon Cam.
Sean, if you're Baylor, Tyquan Thornton has 2 catches. Denzel Mims has 0. Can you find a way to get those 2 guys the football with Jacob Zeno? And then if I'm Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator at Oklahoma, I'm going to put some heat on this guy. I'm going to see how he handles pressure in his face.
This guy is Jacob Zeno, just came off the bench. He's on target again. What an arm he has displayed, and they finally get a ball to their leading receiver, Denzel Mims. His first catch of the game, good for 18 yards. There is a flag back near the line of scrimmage.
You know, they might call linemen downfield.
Eligible downfield. Offense number 61. The 5-yard penalty. First down.
Khalil Keith, it's an RPO, which means the line is blocking run, and the quarterback and receivers are adjusting to pass. Watch Khalil Keith. He's blocking run. He's going to get beyond 4 yards here. He's going to get all the way down the field here in the block, and the ball is thrown. That's an easy penalty to call and the correct call, and that's the problem when you run RPOs. Those linemen, they're just doing their joop.
It's a gray area that has a lot of coaches annoyed, but there was nothing gray about that. He was way down the field. Penalty to timeout. That rule was hot with the officials the entire time. During that timeout, 1st and 15 from their own 5. True freshman Jacob Zeno just entered the game, showing off a strong arm, and he's on target again. It's Chris Platt all the way to the 10-yard line. Now, we had a hard time identifying him because he's usually number 14, but you can't have two 14s in the game. Zeno's number 14, so Platt had to switch to 12.
They did a great job faking the bubble screen. Platt looked like he was going to block and then turned upfield and showed the speed. Well-designed play during that timeout. And a big chunk play that the Baylor offense desperately needed. And how about the poise and the arm talent of Jacob Zeno?
Every ball he has thrown has been a rocket on target. He threw an 81-yard touchdown. That's an 80-yard play. And they're in field goal range at the very least with 5 minutes to go. Treston Ebner stopped by Delarian Turner-Yell. The 81-yard touchdown was the longest play given up by Oklahoma since 2015, and now they come back with an 80-yard play.
What a great design of the play. Excellent play call that time by Jeff Nixon, co-offensive coordinator.
4.5 to go. The winner of the Big 12 champion, and if Georgia loses tonight, very likely into the college football playoff. Treston Ebner, room outside. And a good tackle by Pat Fields at the 10-yard line.
Wasn't a very good job by Nick Bonito, who had the game-saving interception in the game in Baylor a couple weeks ago. That time he did not set the edge of the defense, came inside and enabled Ebner to get outside very easily. I believe that was a mistake, him moving inside on that play instead of taking care of the edge of the defense.
Playing without Brendan Ratley-Hiles, starting defensive back. There's Baylor playing with its third-string quarterback. Already a legendary performance. This is the kind of performance you put your name in the books forever. On the run, he throws too high. Looking for Chris Platt, who now has no name on his back.
They try to roll the quarterback, get a little mesh, a little rub route. Good coverage that time by Turner-Yell, I think, that was in there.
So now Mayers, we talked about how this redshirt freshman's been clutch all year. He's 2 for 2 today. He's trying to tie it with a 28-yarder with 3.5 to go. Now it looks like it'll be 27 as they set up. Skyler Wetzel, the holder. The kick is good, right down the middle. 3:25 to go, Baylor and Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, you got to get that guy on the ground and that guy on the ground. Hurts and Lamb.
Andre Stevenson is the running back. Hurts flushed to his right. Throws on the run on target. CeeDee Lamb, as you said, you can't lose him, Todd. And they did. Almost to midfield.
It's almost a by design quarterback leave the pocket against this three-man rush, because that's a long developing play. The quarterback rolls out, Lamb goes from one side of the field to the other and just gets behind the zone defense. When you only rush 3 and you have a quarterback like Hurts, if he gets outside and contained, you might get a problem, and that was a problem.
31-yard gain. Now back to the run with Ramondre Stevenson. Terrell Bernard drove him back. He's been a big part of Baylor's defensive success this year. Their leading tackler wasn't even a starter middle linebacker. McClay Johnston was injured. Bernard stepped in. He's been outstanding.
Unbelievable. I mean, both guys had great years when they were playing. Both of them made second team all Big 12. Bernard came into the game tonight with 95 tackles, far and away the leading tackler on the team.
Johnston only played in 6 games. He's their 4th leading tackler still. Good rush. Hurts steps up away from it and gets ripped down from behind by James Lynch. Short of the first down. They're into Baylor territory at the 47. We're under 2 minutes to go in a tie game. Baylor and Oklahoma tied at 23 for the Big 12 championship. And should Georgia lose tonight, very likely the winner of this one will go to the college football playoff.
This down and distance, Lincoln Riley's got a lot of options if he wants to run or throw.
Burkich's long field goal is 50.
Baylor showing man coverage right now with the potential pressure, and Lincoln Riley wants a timeout.
With a crucial 3rd down and 3.
Oklahoma
coming here.
Takes his 2nd time out of the half. This will be a 1-minute.
In there as well, number 27. They rush more people. Hurts and retreats, sets himself and fires, and it's C.D. Lamb.
They're waving it off here.
Oh, the back judge comes in. All the other officials were saying catch.
On the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
The officials were getting ready to mark the ball inside the 35, but the back judge emphatically came in, and he got the call right. Credit Donnie Altman, the back judge, with the best view of it. Clearly an incomplete pass, and now what does Lincoln Riley do on 4th and 3, 1:14 to go, tied at 23.
He's going to punt the football, and probably the smart thing to do. Your defense has played well enough for you to win. You've leaned on your defense. See if they can get another stop.
Perhaps at Oklahoma, they're long overdue for the defense to carry the offense.
You know, it's interesting because when we talked to Alex Grinch, he said we don't want to blame it on the offense. Say, hey, go win it for us. They have their own standard now.
Leaves Munshaw the punt. Lands near the 15. And it takes a great bounce. They almost waited too long. Inside the 1. Great punt by Munshaw. A lot of it on the bounce. Here's tie game, a minute 2 to go. Has to be so careful handling the ball, taking the snap, and if he is in the end zone, getting rid of it without committing a penalty.
We haven't seen him under the center at all in this game, but they might be on this play. But they've got to get it out away from their own goal line.
Michael Hasty lined up behind him. He is under center.
That's all you can do. Now, Oklahoma can stop it once if they want to. But if you're Baylor, you're playing for overtime right now. I mean, you're too far back in your own territory. You fought your way back with the 3rd quarterback. You just want to play this game in overtime now.
4 fourth quarter come from behind wins this season against Iowa State, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, TCU, trailed in the 4th quarter in all of them, rallied to win all of them. They were down 20-13 entering this 4th quarter. Zeno again. I mean, so many of these quarterbacks now come out of high school with these spread offenses. They're never under center. A lot of times they arrive at college, they have to be taught how to take the snap from center. Neither team's going to stop it. And this Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game with so much at stake, including the possibility of a spot in the college football playoff, will go to overtime. And we'll have it for you after we step aside from Arlington, Texas. The Big 12 championship game, the 3rd game played in St. Louis in 1998. Texas A&M beat Kansas State 36-33. They showed highlights of that on game day this morning. It was a tremendous football game. Sir Parker, a 32-yard pass from Brandon Stewart to win it. To Martin Gramatica kicked a field goal for K-State in the overtime. So Mike DeFee will go through the rules for the captains.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to have overtime. All right, the winner of the toss has an option of offense, defense, which end of the field we play on. The loser will have the remaining option. Each team will have 1 timeout. Okay, we're going to go to we have a winner. If we end up in the 3rd overtime period, you know, we got to go for 2. In the 5th overtime period, it'd be from the 3-yard line for tries. So, Baylor, you're the visitor. This is heads. This is tails. Tails. This is heads. What's your call?
Let's go heads.
Heads. Heads is his call. It's heads. You won the toss. You want defense, which means you're going to be on offense, and you want to play on that end of the field. Baylor won the toss and has elected defense. Oklahoma's elected to play on this end of the field. Oklahoma have the ball 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Let's have a good one.
Jordan Williams, the call for Baylor. Teams always pick defense because each team will get the ball, and you want to know what the other team has done when they have the ball, so you know what you have to do when you get it. They've been the comeback kids this year. They've won 2 games in multiple overtimes of the Baylor Bears. Oklahoma didn't go to overtime this year. Baylor beat Texas Tech in 2 overtimes in October in Waco 33-30. Then they needed 3 overtimes to win at TCU on November 10th.
We've had 2 kickers that have been outstanding today, too. I mean, my goodness, they have been true down the middle all day. We have a veteran senior quarterback playing in his conference championship with his 2nd team, and we have a true freshman playing in his 1st ever.
It'll be the veteran Hurts. Seems like he's been in the spotlight in college football forever, unlike Jake Zeno, who just emerged out of literally nowhere. There's a face mask as C.D. Lamb caught the pass and then got spun around.
Yeah, just trying to get it a little bit on that tunnel screen, bring him back inside with blockers.
Foul, face mask, defense number 38. Half the distance to go from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Jordan Williams, one of the captains, one of the guys who made that call on the heads on the coin. Clearly face mask. Never let go of it. And a big break right away for Oklahoma.
Jordan Williams, one of many seniors and 5th-year seniors who were here through the difficulty. They all had the opportunity to leave, go someplace else. Some did. Some stuck with Matt Rule. They said they believed what he was preaching. And boy, did what he promised turn out to be true. Playing for a Big 12 championship right now. On 1st and 10, Jalen Hurts inside the 10. Powerful run. We talked to Terrell Bernard yesterday, the linebacker who played against Jalen Hurts in high school. He said he was tough to tackle in high school, and he's only gotten stronger since.
Well, he was such a known weightlifter in high school, power lifter, also a state champion in powerlifting, and he's continued that in college. Just so powerfully built, particularly in his lower body, and you see that in that leg drive on a play like that.
One of the great winners in college football history. 37-3 combined as a starting quarterback at Alabama and Oklahoma, with excellent casts around him, obviously. Ramondre Stevenson, a touchdown for Oklahoma. A big extra point for Gabe Burkich. Todd said both kickers have been clutch today, both 3 for 3 in field goals, and they've made all the extra points. And Burkich still hasn't missed a kick, field goal or PAT all year.
This is the bread and butter play for Oklahoma. It's the counter trap. They pull the guard and the tackle Swenson. One guy kicks out, the other guy leads through. There's the kick out, there's the lead through, and Stevenson into the end zone, and Oklahoma scores on their 1st overtime possession.
So it's a 7-point lead. Baylor will need a touchdown and the extra point on this possession. Quickly to Kevin Negandhi.
Sean Todd reminding our audience the American Championship is underway at the Liberty Bowl. You can catch it on the ESPN app. And when we're done in Arlington, we'll go to Memphis for Cincinnati-Memphis. Back to you guys.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Jacob Zeno, true freshman, under pressure. And throws it away wisely with 2 men right in his face, including big Neville Gallimore.
Yeah, Gallimore just whipped the center on that play. Sam Tecklenburg, number 52 to center, got whipped right away.
So Alex Grinch, in a situation like this, you know you have the 7 points. The worst they can do is tie you.
Right. Be aggressive.
True freshman quarterback in the game. Wouldn't you keep coming after him as they did there?
Go after him. Motley's done a great job on Mims all night. I say bring extra people and see what the quarterback can do.
Mims, top of your screen, 61 catches this year, none today. One of the best receivers in Baylor history. Had 1 catch, it was called back by a penalty. Zeno Flushed again. Chased by Ronnie Perkins. Throws incomplete near sideline. Intended for Tyquan Thornton.
Well, they only rushed 4. They dropped into zone again. I mean, this has been a change. At the end of the game in Waco, they played zone on 2 particular plays in a row. The last 2 plays. The last one was an interception. Let's see what Alex Rich dials up here on 3rd and 10. Showing zone again.
Most of the fans here at AT&T Stadium on their feet. Sizable Oklahoma contingent making a lot of noise, trying to make it tough for Jacob Zeno. Under pressure again and planted back at the 35-yard line. Nick Benito, Jalen Redmond leading the way for the Sooners.
Well, watch Benito. He's a linebacker lined up right here. He's just going to come right inside the left tackle. Just beats Connor Galvin right off the snap and right up the middle. And Redmond there to finish it off. But when that pressure comes right up into your lap, there's not much a quarterback can do.
So Baylor using its 1 timeout for the overtime. Continue to bring the heat after Jacob Zeno, who's demonstrated when he has time, he can be as accurate and strong-armed as just about any quarterback you'd see. They've had a magical season. They've had an unbelievable turnaround in just a couple of years. But they're down to 1 play to try to stay alive for the Big 12 title and the national championship picture.
I think you got to get the quarterback out of the pocket, maybe roll him to the field here.
They rush 4, drop everybody else, and they still get there. He got the throw off. It's incomplete. And Oklahoma is the Big 12 champion again. Their 5th straight conference championship. Clemson will have a chance to match that in the ACC tonight against Virginia. And Jalen Hurts almost certainly, Todd, heading back to the college football playoff, this time as a member of the Oklahoma Sooners if Georgia loses tonight. The team he dealt defeat to in the SEC championship game 1 year ago.